Hi there, this is Mr. Carter again. Thanks for tuning in. I want to quickly go over how do you make ray diagrams with lenses. First of all, let's review one or two little items. One is that when we have a lens, we don't have to draw it the way it actually looks. It doesn't have to be looking like this if it is concave. It does not have to look like this if it is convex. Now remember, this is a diverging lens. That means when light was coming in parallel on this side, it then diverged excuse me, in such a way that it looks like it's all coming from one point back here. And so the focal point for a diverging lens is in front of the lens, on the same side as the light source. For a converging lens, or sometimes called a convex lens, it does actually focus out here. Now, lenses, we tend to, and like I said, did you notice that I only bent this once? I'm not going to bend it at the front surface and the back surface. That's why we don't usually draw in the lenses themselves. Personally, I always start my diagrams with a nice, simple, and I'm going to use a ruler this time, with a nice, simple geometric shape, something that's nice and symmetrical. So I'm going to say my lens is here in the middle. This is my primary axis. I'm going to count some number of boxes. I'm going to go 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put that. That's F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2F, and I'm going to put the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2F over here. That's because you can shine light from either side of a lens. It is up to you to keep track of whether or not your true focal point is on the other side of the lens or on the same side of the lens from our light source. I always put my light source back on the left. It took me long enough to learn how to write from left to right because of my dyslexia, so I want to stick with it so I don't start forgetting. Now, we're going to draw just the image that we get from a diverging lens. Now remember, for a diverging lens, this is the true focal point. I'm going to call this the anti-focal point as we look at a couple of items. Now, I pointed out before that the diverging lens is similar to what we had for a convex mirror, in which case everything looks smaller and reduced and was always virtual. So we're going to draw one image here on this one, and I'm going to remind us of our 3 rays. The first ray, just like with mirrors, is the parallel ray. It comes in parallel, and then it goes through the true focal point. Now, or at least it seems to come from the true focal point. So you line it up with the true focal point, which for the diverging lens was on this side. And so it seems like it comes from out here. Now, the light seems like it's coming from down here, so we're going to put dotted lines in back here because that's where it looks like it's coming from. Now, that is our P ray, the one that leaves the image, the object, sorry, parallel to the primary axis. The next ray that we draw, the simplest one for a lens, is the mid ray. The mid ray goes right through the middle, and as we can see up here, front and back of either kind of lens are parallel to each other. So it goes straight through like a plane of glass because there's no lensing occurring at the midpoint. Now, we already see that we have some rays crossing each other. We have a third ray to draw. Okay, so this is the mid ray. I'm going to label it way out here because that next ray is going to get in the way. And the next ray, the last ray, the focal ray, does not go through the true focal point. It aims at the anti-focal point. The anti-focal point is over here. We line these up properly. We aim at the antifocal point, and we've got a problem. And the problem here is that I don't see everything crossing at one point. Actually, I take that back. I do see everything crossing at one point. Didn't look like it at first. I should have more confidence in myself because it looks like it's coming from back here. And now everybody crosses at the same point, and that is where our image forms at. I've been using some color coding for convention here, and that is that my object I've been shading in purple, and my image I've been shading in blue. We'll use that same color coding in the next video where we look at a converging lens and the different types of images that it can form. Now notice this one here, the P-ray will never move, and so the image will always be back over here. This is virtual. It is on the back side of the lens. We'll look a little bit more at that next time.